Right then, chat, we are now here, and Spray, obviously he told me he was going to have a cut-off. I don't know what it is, I think it's because of the rain. The UK has suffered with some showers today. But anyway, back to the racing action. We're here on lap 8, and as you can see, Oscar currently holds the lead over Tom by 1.5 seconds. And that's a full traction player, by the way, so big ups to him. But Tom is a very quick guy at the end of the day, and Oscar still has lots of battery to play with. Meanwhile, Tom, he has nothing, so he's got to push correctly to the maximum just to beat the tier 2 driver. But obviously, he's going to be tier 1 next season because of his pace. But depends, on the traction system that tier 1 holds next season. Mac now getting ahead of Charlie Harris. Didn't really see too much. We get a nice drone shot here, which is what we like to see. And on the back of the Alfa Romeo is Charlie Harris on softs, and Mac on, what's the tyre? Mediums. Matt now getting ahead of George. I think there's a few more people going side by side. Obviously, we've got 57 laps, so anything can happen. Everyone's taking it as slow as possible. There's no need to, push like everybody off the road like it's the final lap of the race. Just gotta take it steady and nice. Obviously, 57 laps is very long, so yeah, I don't know how long the qualifying was. So you guys tell me on that. We're looking at Ben then, and you can see he's really far behind, but a bit too far from getting lap. Meep, what's happened to him? Oh, May's joined us back. Nice job now trying to go against Strickland. I don't think Nice job can get the move done, so he waits a bit longer just for a move to open up for the Aston Martin against the Ferrari. Tier 2 versus Tier 1, obviously. It's got a bit of a mix since it is the 2-year anniversary of GRL Global Racing League. May has got back in his car. Oscar, he's now 2 seconds clear of Tom Go Prof then, the Tier 1 champion from last season. And does Tom have a bit of competition on his hands for next season? Obviously, he had Shay back in season 4, but Shay absolutely dominated the season. I think Tom missed a few races as well, so it explains everything. Mosquito is right on the back here of Rahman. Heffy picking up a time penalty. Scarito, I think he's cutting a few corners just to try and gain a bit of time. But now down the straight, DRS open here for the Mercedes. It's a nice clean run, bit of dirty air, but it's going to swipe to the left and go on the inside. DRS obviously shuts as soon as you head into a corner. And the Red Bull getting a bit of a tank slapper there, does the Red Bull, but the Mercedes keeps his cool, goes again for another straight. Easy move, easy pass surely. As he heads around the outside, I think the Red Bull's trying to fight back. This is a fight for P11, and the Mercedes gets it over the Red Bull. So nice move there from Scritto on Heffy. Doesn't really mean too much to Heffy anyway. He's got a penalty. Matt picks up a 3-second time penalty. He's battling with Strickland at the moment. Strickland right on the tail of the Williams. Down the straight. The back straight. One of the back straights anyway. I didn't learn too much about this track because I came home quite late. But a bit of a weird line there from Matt. It's a switchback here from the Williams. Here on the softs, he's going for it. He's gone back on the inside here of the Tier 2 driver and the Ferrari. And Matt holds his position. And there's nice job on the back of Strickland. And what's happened there to George? He's going slow. I think he might have had a spin or something else to be exact, but yeah, it is what it is for George. There's still a lot of time remaining, and that's Strickett now trying to find a way past Nice Job. I think Nice Job did indeed get past Strickett before. And George is heading into the pit lane and has picked up a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And that's going to put real pressure on his hopes, maybe even on a podium position here. He's even had a front wing change, so that makes things 10 times worse. Who else then? There's people spinning on the entry to the pit lane as Heffy gets it all crossed up, and yeah, he's going to suffer big time with that. Why am I getting invites? Please tell me. Annoying me. Oh, why am I getting invites? Let's have a look. Oh, I'm getting invites for open lobbies. Okay. Ben heading into the pit lane then. He's currently sitting in last place, and he's very close to being lapped. He could even be lapped now because he's got a front wing change. So it comes Oscar around the final corner. We are going to get our first lapped car here tonight around Miami, and not what Ben really wants in this one. He has a decision to retire, but there's still a lot of time remaining in this race, of course, so it's all on you at this point. Matt's now heading into the pit lane. He's on a set of soft, so he's going to move on to a set of medium, so it looks like a two-stop here tonight. And Haytam's going to go ahead of Matt. Oh, it's very close, actually. I think Matt just closed him off by a mile. So coming out of the pit lane, he's on a fresh set of mediums, cold mediums though. So he'll look up to warm them up as soon as possible. But Oscar still out of the DRS of Tom. 2 seconds. So that AlphaTauri is currently on the scene, dominating in Tier 2 as well. He's absolutely killing it at the moment. So yeah, we are just waiting for a battle to commence here in Miami. I think Charlie Harris is on the back, actually, of Heffy. Charlie using much of his ERS, but, don't use it in the corners because you are going to end up spinning. And I think it's the same here for Strickland because he's been bundled down the field and now he's P8 all of a sudden. And that bumps Ramen, Meep and Mosquito up into their places as they are now. I don't think Strickland has boxed yet, so he might come into the pit lane. No, he stays out while he's on those mediums, so he could initially go for a two-stop. Medium, medium, soft is the possible strategy here tonight. But if someone's on... Let's have a look at the tyre situation. Let's have a look. Loki on hards. Charlie's moved on to hards. Well, that's it. Loki's going to be doing a one-stop in this race, so he's not going aggressive. He's going default. He's going a default setup for this one. But I don't know what's going on to Tom because he's losing even more and more time. And yeah, he's flashing, so it's not going to help him whatsoever. He has gained a bit of time, to be fair. But anyway, Mosquito, he's trying. Oh, Max in the wall. Okay. And Ben getting the fastest lap. Obviously, being on those fresh softs, he's going to be really fast. But Mac then having a trip to the wall. Heffy getting passed by Charlie. just before the corner. Who else? May sneaking in the DRS of Loki. This is a pain to scroll all the way down. I don't know why I just did do that, to be honest, but you know, we all get through it. We all make mistakes. Mosquito, he's still within that DRS of Ramen. He's trying what he can here around Miami. Anyway, guys, obviously we're going to see Las Vegas and LaSalle. Do you think they're going to be on the calendar next season? I think they will. Especially, I think GRL does do these things. Obviously, we didn't have Miami in season 5, I don't think. So, if I'm wrong, tell me, because I can't remember. I don't think if there was, I don't think I commentated it, but I don't think I'm wrong. So, it's Rahman taking his race by strides so far. Just completing the corners, and May getting past Loki actually, but yeah. But anyway, he's put put himself into the pit lane. He's going to be on a fresh set of hards or mediums. We'll see what he does as he heads into the pit lane, into his pit box, the Haas pit box, which is all the way down all the way at the bottom of the pit lane, which is quite annoying for some people, especially if you're Haas. They want to get those tyres on as soon as possible. So, anyway, will he come out ahead of Matt? Yes, he will, quite comfortably. So there's a bit of a margin between Matt and anyway. Mosquito's still stuck in that DRS. Ben letting all the faster cars through. I think that's Heffy actually, if I'm not wrong. Stricken just getting ahead of Mosquito before the DRS. But these two are both going to have the DRS over Rahman. So that puts Rahman under a bit of trouble. Stricken sends it on the inside here of Mosquito. Mosquito trying to fight back here on this occasion against the Ferrari. The Ferrari goes a little bit wide, but I think the Ferrari gets the move done. Yes, he does, quite nicely from Stricken, over Mosquito. And Mosquito just did not have the pace to comprehend over the Ferrari. But can the Ferrari get ahead of Rahman? That's the main question. I don't know when Spray's going to join us. Just got to wait and see. But yeah, Heffy picks up a 5-second time penalty for corner cutting. Oh, there's yellow flags. It's an Aston Martin. I think it's nice job. Yeah, it's nice job. I think he's lost his end plate just coming out of the pit lane. Yeah, that's it. He's got a box again, and that means now he's going to drop even further down the field because he's now only 1.2 second, 1 second behind Meep in the McLaren, who's also on fresh softs. But Heffy has decided to retire in the pit lane at a reasonable point, so fair enough, if I'm being honest. That's our first DNF tonight, lap 16 out of 57. Still a long, long way to go, and Stricken now getting ahead of the Alfa Romeo. Pretty easy that was. But, yeah. Oh, that's Stricken heading into the wall. He's just bottled it on the exit of the chicane. So that's going to cost him a load of positions and time. But I think that's Mosquito now trying to go side by side here with the Alfa Romeo. Mosquito has no ERS to play with, same with Rahman. And there's Meepham, nice job. Nice job, heads into the pit lane once again. Mac getting a penalty. Everybody's getting penalties at this point. It's very hard not to, especially if, you've already got a few warnings, and especially how long the Grand Prix is as well. So you've got to be careful with track limits, especially on the Miami streets. because it's quite a tight circuit. So it, it, I mean, the tightness means nothing, but it's easy to either invalidate your one lap pace or your overall race pace. So yeah, you've just got to be careful at some tracks. I mean, I'd say the best tracks to possibly not invalidate at is either Belgium, uh, Britain, and maybe a few more, but maybe Las Vegas as well once he comes in the next game, because all it is, Las Vegas, is just straight. Oh, someone has spun. There's Stricken and Matt going at it side by side. I think these two, we're getting a nice drone shot, but I think Matt gets the move done. Yes, he does. Nice move there from the Williams on the Ferrari. Where have you seen this before? Back in the 1990s. Maybe Senna and Prost, I'm not too sure, but I think, was Senna in a Williams? Yeah, I think Senna was in a Williams when he had that crash at San Marino, so maybe, I don't know whether I'm wrong, but I can't really remember from the film. Stricken has had a bad race. Well, not too bad, but ever since he spun, it's been quite a shambles, really. But we're still quite early into this Grand Prix, so anything can still happen. Uh, Matt's trying to catch up to well anyway. Matt has some serious race pace here tonight. So he'll be looking to gain much time here on P7, but he's slid out of that DRS now, so he's got to wait until he gains. So well anyway is very quick. Obviously I know Matt is very quick as well. Obviously I race with him in other leagues and stuff like that. Charlie now getting ahead of Loki because Loki has decided to make a pit stop. He's put on a new front wing. So Ben still in this race then, so he's doing very well. Especially when he's been, I shouldn't really say doing well, should I? Because he's been lapped. But fair play to him. He's staying in the race even though, oh, I bet it's fun being at the back, just getting lapped by like faster cars. Like you get to actually be behind faster cars, like you're catching them or something, like trying to catch them. But I don't know what it's like to be a lapped car, so not bragging. But yeah, as we wait for something to happen. Oscar now 5 seconds clear of the Williams, who is ahead. Hold on, I need to. What time is Isn't it like 8 o'clock or something? Let me have a look. But the real life Grand Prix. No, not Grand Prix, it's qualifying. Qualifying. Let me just have a look. There's nothing going on anyway, apart from well anyway, trying to catch Scarita. But qualifying. It's not telling me what time. It's 9. It's 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. But more people into the pit lane then, as Oscar has just lapped Loki. So there is your second person. Well, Basically, third person being lapped here this evening. That goes for the two Red Bulls and the McLaren. The McLaren currently struggling just to keep up with anybody really. Loki getting the fastest middle sector. Scarito. What's happened to Well anyway? He's dropped behind. Oh no, Well anyway was over there. Scarito getting ahead of Rahman, should we say? But Rahman trying to fight back. Well anyway, also getting involved as well. We've got a three-way scrap here for position 5 as they go side by side. DRS open for Well anyway. He gets the DRS, same with Rahman, but who has that extra speed? They're both drag racing down the back straight. Who's going to be last on the brakes? Who's the latest to brake? It's going to be Well anyway, but either way, Rahman comes into the pit lane for a fresh set of tyres. I can guarantee this for a hard compound of tyre. Lap 21 out of 57 here of the Miami Grand Prix. And the Alfa Romeo heads into the pit lane. And I was right, hard compound of tyre. Nice job. He is now back into P9, fighting his way back up the field. But now it's very gappy. Oh, someone has spun it. It's nice job once again. I guess you can be allowed to reset to track since, you know, it is a 2-year anniversary. It's not going to matter too much. But yeah, the Aston Martin spinning once again through that corner. He's struggling very much. His nice job through that first section of the racing track. And yeah, he can't comprehend himself through those first few corners. As we look back to well anyway, he's now going through the end of the middle sector into the third sector. He is going to be looking for DRS. Does he get it? Did he hit the detection point in time? No, he didn't. So he doesn't get DRS here on Scarito. Mosquito, P4 here. He was struggling in Tier 2 in Season 5. And now he's going to head into the pit lane. Anyway, so that could be it for the Mercedes. Oh, he locks up into the pit lane. Very close to getting a penalty, unless I'm wrong. I didn't look at the miles per hour, but yeah, he's going to put on a fresh set of mediums, which is interesting. So he's going for an aggressive 2-stop maybe. He's flashing, obviously, because he's in the pit lane. He comes out of the pit lane ahead of Nice Job by a mile. Rahman trying to chase the back of Nice Job now. He's currently in the DRS of him. Can Rahman get any positions through? We'll see in a bit, but yeah, not much. It feels like real life Miami from 2022 now. Charlie now getting ahead of Mac, who's just come into the pit lane for softs. Interesting from Mac. Who now is P4. Oh, he's crossed the white line on pit exit. Oh, Charlie's even spun. Tom Go Prof gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding. Loki is ghosted because he's being lapped by Oscar again. Am I wrong? I am not wrong. Oscar is lapping Loki for the first time once again. Not once again as in second time, but you get the picture. But Oscar now has a helping hand with the penalties that Tom Go Prof has. Doesn't really matter to Tom anyway because, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, it's been alright. It's, you know, Miami, it can be quite boring at times depending on how quick the driver, well, in pace standards, how quick the drivers really are. But these 100% races, you know, thank God I commentated today, not raced. So So 1 DNF out of 18. Hopefully that's our one and only DNF for tonight. Oh, neck. Right, my neck is hurting, so I come off the mic for about 2 seconds. I've been standing up all day, so not really that good. But anyway, anyway, is right behind Scarito. Strickland gets the fastest lap on the mediums. Interesting from the Merc. Oh, I'm thinking, tier 2, when he was in that Mercedes. But yeah, from the Ferrari. So it's easy enough to get confused on because obviously Tom is a Red Bull driver and he's driving in a Williams. So, and it's the same with Mac. He normally drives in a McLaren. He's driving in an Alfa Romeo. George normally in a Mercedes in a Haas. So same with well anyway. Well, every driver, I should say, every driver on the grid is in a different car for today. So I think it's apart from Oscar, to be fair. So, Mac picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. He's not the first person to have a penalty here this evening. There are plenty more. Tom has 8 seconds worth of penalties. Hopefully, well, he's way ahead of me anyway now. So, but the most Tom can confirm for tonight is Peter, which is unfortunate. I mean, I wonder how long Oscar will go on these tyres. Maybe lap 27. I reckon around lap 27. And he'll do 30 laps on the hards. Unless he does an aggressive strategy. Medium, soft. But I can't see him doing that for some reason. But here's Loki and Ben going at it side by side. I don't know what happened there. They've both got no noses. One has no end plate. One has no nose whatsoever. So that's completely ruined Loki's race for good. Ben, also the same. Got damaged, so... Has Ben lost both end plates? No. That's just me. Can't really see well from far distance, but it's George trying to get ahead of May. And it just didn't work out for the Haas of George, but now he's going to get another chance. Well, anyway, I'll get up to him in just a few moments' time, but mainly we need to look at George and May. Loki has decided to retire in the pit lane, maybe Ben as well, I'm not too sure, but here's George around the outside. Nice move, easy move, clean move from the Haas driver. So the gaps are racking up. Scarito now into the pit lane. And he's going to be behind his teammate once again. Where I think, yeah, he'll come out like P8, P9. He'll come out P8. Maybe side by side here with Nice Job. But no. Now they are side by side. But you can see Nice Job has those better tyres. Well, not better, but warmer. And the older. The older, the better, to be fair. Especially on hards. You lose too much time. But, well, anyway, has a chance to sneak in a podium position on the road. He's currently net P3 anyway, but he'd like to finish P3 on the road anyway, so it would feel like a podium. But yeah, the Haas trying to gain on Meep, and Oscar into the pit lane. It's very close here between Tom and Oscar, and Oscar is on those colder tyres. Tom is on the warmer tyres. Now the gap has spruced down to 0.6 of a second. Tom still has no ERS. Oscar still has loads of ERS. But now we're going to see a battle for P1 basically. I think Tom's just been given another warning for exceeding track limits here. Tom uses all of his battery. Well, not all of it, but you get the picture. But now he's going to try and go around the outside here at the AlphaTauri. He's thinking about it. What can he do? Round the outside. Nice camera angle game. And now around the outside he goes. Perfect for Tom GoProf. Tier 1 champion. The 4-time champion here in GRL Tier 1. Moves himself back up to P1 on the road, but still net P2. Meep and well anyway, they're going at it. Meep trying to defend as hard as possible. Here comes Matt through on well anyway. Nice move there from the Williams driver, who's come up from what, about 14th, and now he's back up to 4th. I might have been a bit too kind there from the Williams saying he would come from 14th, but yeah, next on the list for Matt is Meep, and yeah, this is going to be nice and simple. And Matt into the podium places as it stands. Well, not as it stands. He is currently net P4 ahead of me, behind Well Anyway. If Well Anyway keeps within that target, then he'll get himself a podium position here tonight. But he's got to stay within those seconds or tenths. But Streckert now getting ahead of Scarito. It's just passes. There's no proper scraps. Then with another fastest lap, 1:31.1. There's no proper scraps. Right, well, 3 DNFs now, which is a shame. Went from 1 DNF about 10 laps ago, and now 3 DNFs 10 laps later. So, how quickly a race can change. Nice job was left. Not too sure why. Weird. George has spun. He's got to make a pit stop once again, but now it's a pit window for sub. George still that far behind. He might even get lapped here, depending on the gap. He's got to go all the way to the end of the pit lane, change his front wing. So business might mean business here for George, and might have to concede. Yeah, he's going to get lapped. The Haas. Oh, why is Oscar back in? Oh no, he's got no nose. That's going to help Tom out seriously enough. And he's going to change his front wing here. And he's on a fresh set of medium, so he'll be quicker toward the end of the Grand Prix. But, you know, it's not the time. And Oscar is now behind Well Anyway by a good 10 seconds. So he's got a right job in his hands. Now Williams are back to their 1-2 status as they were at the start of the Grand Prix. But yeah, not much is happening here. As oh, that's Well Anyway getting a bit crossed up on the rear. But he's still going, luckily. I think he'll be alright. But as we wait for a battle to commence, let's see who topped FP3. That's FP2 or an FP3. Oh no, FP3 posted. Well, anyway, now trying to catch up to Meep. Meep also trying to catch up to Matt. Right, put my mic on mute for a few seconds. Nothing's really going on at the moment, but I'll keep you updated anyway. Sorry, just missed the battle there, guys. But yeah, well, anyway, getting ahead of Meep. So nice move there from the Haas. Now, not much is going to commence for now, as we will wait. Yeah, the gaps are now spread out here in this one. Oscar relapping with the Red Bull. Nice job getting ahead of Charlie again. Nice job's an hour anyway, so. Mosquito behind Meep, who's without a front wing. So Mosquito will get a better chance over the McLaren. Oh, just look at that straight line speed that Mosquito has compared to Meep. That's incredible. Meep just literally had nothing in the tank. Mosquito now up into P5. But now Oscar now lapping George once again. Scarito now getting ahead of Meep, same Ramen as well. Haytham will be the same. May won't. But yeah, not too much has happened apart from Charlie now ghosting through the Aston Martin. And Charlie back up into P12. Safety car. It's Haytham. No, just on a spin. That's all. He's fine. He's fine. Nice job boxing again, not too sure why. Well, it's his AR, so can't really blame him. George, now bottom. Well, the gap to the lead is kind of glitching because George has also left. Meat now getting ahead of Haytham, or Haytham, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Can't have that. You don't want this. Let's have a look at the tyres. Yeah, everyone just on a either medium or hard. I'm hoping for a safety car, to be honest. I'm absolutely bored. And Haytham trying to get past Meep as Haytham goes round the outside of the McLaren. Oh, too close, a bit close for comfort there from the McLaren. And Haytham just has to back out from the McLaren. Srickant now lapping. Nice job. George will get ahead of Nice Job soon. He's only 2 seconds behind the Aston Martin. Has Charlie even been lapped? Nah, I don't think he's been lapped. So. Oh yeah, he is being lapped by Tom. So. But Charlie, you have to let the Williams through, I'm afraid, my friend. And he's done so anyway. Srickant trying to catch up to Mosquito as well. Oh, Mosquito's made a bit of a mistake there. And that didn't work. But now he's going to get extra slipstream. Now DRS is open for the Ferrari, and Srickant gets the move done very nicely and very easily. Matt, he's now made a pit stop. He heads into the pit box on a new set of mediums. So he's gone for the 2-stop here today. Let's have a look at the stops. Matt has made now 2 stops. Some people have made 3. But Mosquito now trying to get back at Srickant. And oh, Mosquito going very wide there. And Mosquito will have that extra DRS and DRS. But here he comes, he's gaining here on the Ferrari wheels. Send it on the inside. He's thinking about it, he's going to send it either way. Hopefully no contact between these two. Very close to coming together. Strickett now has a penalty to his name. But here's Mosquito. Gets ahead of Strickett. And Strickett might in for another Mercedes mistake. But Strickett now getting a DRS. He can possibly gain here on Mosquito. These two are having a little bit of a ding-dong battle. Will Strickett send it? Yes, he will. That's very dangerous, especially in the last corner, or the last corner. And they go side by side here into the final corner. Oh, he thought about a switch back there just midway through the corner, but Strickett now on the inside into turn 1. He can't get the move done into turn 2. And now 3. Oh, Matt has even joined in, so he can get involved as well. A lot of battling between them two caused Matt to catch up. Maybe even if these three battle, then it will cause a four-way scrap. And then even yeah, we're not going to go through it, but there's Ramen lapping. Nice job. Obviously the game sucks, so I wouldn't expect him to join back. But Stricken now getting ahead here of Mosquito. They're having a little drag race down the straight, one of the back straight. And Mosquito goes for an aggressive dive. Here's Matt right on the tail of the Mercedes. The Mercedes tries to come back at the Ferrari. Here comes Matt, run outside. And Mosquito has to back out. He doesn't want to get caught up in a collision here today. He wants to keep it safe and keep it as clean as possible. But now, next on the list for Matt, he's on a right comeback drive here. He's got DRS open. He's going to get himself back up into P4 as long as Stricken doesn't defend too hard. Oh, Stricken getting very close. Well, he's basically hit the wall there. But Matt just throwing everything at the brick wall, and he's got past the brick wall. So Stricken, with all that good defending undone by a very, very fast driver. Anyway, we've got 21 laps to go here around Miami. Not long to go until the checkered flag. A very long Grand Prix, but we get through it. We get through it. It's not a problem whatsoever. And Mosquito just trying to keep within that DRS range of Stricken. But yeah, it's just between those three drivers. But as we wait for a battle, oh, Stricken, very close. Bit too close for comfort on the throttle. Can't wait till the handling system changes. Really can't. So, and there's Mosquito going ahead of Stricken. These two are going to be battling it out all night long until the checkered flag, hopefully. Because these two are just keeping me occupied at the moment. But Oscar, with an unfortunate risk, but he's got to gain 10 whole seconds, more than 10, 11 to say the least, on Tom Go Prof if he wants to win the 2-year anniversary of GRL. So a long, long way to go still. No safety cars in this race. 3 DNFs in 38 laps. That's the least amount of DNFs we could have had. Everyone's just keeping it clean as possible, as much as possible. Obviously, in a 50% race, you have nothing to lose, so you're just going to absolutely send it. But in a 25% race, you're going to just go aggressive as much as possible. Obviously, it's between around 13 laps to 20 laps to 25% race. So, and then you have in between 22 laps for 50% to, yeah, a 36 lap race, 39 sorry, which is around Monaco. And then obviously this one is between, which is 100%, which is in between 44 laps and 78 laps. So thank God we did not do a 100% race around Monaco, because we'd be sitting here all day watching people crash, to say the least. But yeah, Stricken has fallen out of Mosquito's DRS now. So that's it. Nobody has DRS on anybody. This is now what you call the boring phase of the race. Nothing happens. Especially with these new regulation changes. Nothing happens at the end of the race. It's just in real life, it's just Max Verstappen who will take the crown at the end of the Grand Prix, or even Sergio Perez. So, but yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. This first two phases is boring. Stricken trying to fall back into. Don't worry, I know what it's like to do 100% races, so. Stricken back fighting Mosquito then, so we're going to get a scrap once again between these two. And even Scorito is even joining in with the Ferrari and his teammate in the Mercedes. And Stricken is going to get DRS down the straight. He is currently flashing. What is that? Hold on. That's no. Please, man. Just no. But Stricken trying to get ahead of Mosquito well anyway. Has boxed. Hold on. It is now cloudy. It is now cloudy. It's now cloudy. So what does this mean? Oh, Oscar has just been given a 3-second time penalty, so he now needs to gain 12 seconds to Tom go prof now. Unless Tom gets any more penalties, but we're looking at Stricken and Mosquito. They're going side by side here into this middle sector where all the twisty turns are. And now has Stricken got the move done? Yes, he has. Nice move, especially with flashing battery. And now it's Mercedes 5-6 as it was in Miami 2022. And Stricken's been given a penalty once again. Or was that his first penalty? No, it is once again. These pair are keeping us occupied at the moment. Well, these three, should we say. Two have DRS, one doesn't. Lap 42 out 57. And that is Scorito trying to get ahead of his teammate. Who has the more pace to comprehend with? It's the hard run out of Scorito. Gets ahead of his teammate of Mosquito. That's costing time to Stricken now. If these two keep battling. But if they make contact, I'll be very happy because that'll bring out a safety car and that'll bring out some action, at least. But obviously, it is quite cloudy now, so is there any chance of foreseeable rain toward the end of this Grand Prix? I'm not too sure, but we will see as we go, as we trot along. So, yeah, these two Mercedes are keeping us occupied now. Hopefully it's not something like a 2016 Spain between Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton. They come together on the opening lap of the race. Obviously, Max Verstappen took his first ever race win, but Scirito, anyway, gets ahead of his teammate. These two having a ding-dong battle, as Mercedes usually would back in between 2014 to 16. But Mosquito now, just, I don't think he's got anything left in the tank, I'll be honest. DRS is now here. Meep now right on the rear of Rahman. And Ben picking up another time penalty here. 3-lap cars, 4-lap cars. How many lap cars? 4-lap cars, because Tom now is, it's either Tom or Matt. Yeah, it's Tom. I'm now coming past Charlie and nice job. How many times is I think George has been lapped twice. Same with nice job. No, my bad. Doubt is just glitching. But Tom leading quite comfortably, and now Charlie has been lapped. Yeah, and this one, Meep still right on the rear of Rahman, sorry. Now DRS is here for the McLaren. Couldn't get past him on the other straight. He's got one chance to do it on this straight. He's not going to think about it. Raw defends. But Meep is stuck behind this Alfa Romeo. You know, if he takes the risk, he's taken he's made a big risk there. Lap 44 out of 57, 13 laps to go here around Miami. It's been very long and, you know, not very pleasing, but, you know, we have to celebrate our 2-year anniversary, you know, otherwise. So, you know, this is a special race for GRL. No, I've actually never commentated around Miami, believe it or not. So, yeah. But Meep is gaining here on Rahman. DRS open. Who's got that extra speed? Ben gets another fastest lap, 129.5. Meep goes on the inside, he goes deep, but Rahman cuts to the switchback. Rahman defending with all of his power at the moment against Meep. He's trying to keep P8 on the road. He'll get P8 anyway if he keeps defending this position. And obviously, if Meep overtakes Rahman toward the end of the race, then yeah, that's really it for Meep and his P8. So he's going to have to stick with P9 if he carries on like this. But yeah, Meep gets the DRS once again. Also, Rahman gets the DRS. Tom has boxed, so this could be a massive chance for Oscar to take victory here in Miami. What's the standstill for down at Williams? Oh no. Massive standstill at Williams. He's now come behind Oscar. And Oscar might just grab his first ever anniversary win for GRL in this 2-year anniversary race. Lap 45 out of 57, we've got, well, now 13 laps to go. Rahman and Meep, they're still going at it. Meep, what's happened to Meep? He's spun. He's gone deep, actually. That corner normally catches most people out, but now May is right behind that McLaren. DRS open for the Alpine. And the Alpine has to stick behind. The McLaren has the pace, the straight line pace. And now Mosquito is out of Strickland's DRS. So is that it for the battling between them two? It lasted around a good 15-20 laps. Something like that. Probably a bit shorter. But it can still carry on. Might even be 10 laps, to be fair. So But yeah. Man, he's still within that DRS of Meep. Don't think Meep can really gain any time now. Because, you know, May's right on the back of him. But there is a difference between full traction and medium traction. Meep has come into the box, so that means now he'll be outside of the top 10. Very far from being lapped though. Let's just put it that way. So he's put on a fresh set of softs. And he's going to come ahead of Charlie. So he's only lost one place during that pit stop. The top three all have penalties. Tom gaining here on Oscar. I don't think it will be enough though, unfortunately. 11 laps to go around the streets of Miami. 47 out of 57. And I cannot wait for the end. But yeah. Oh, Mosquito now into the pit lane. Well, he's going to be putting on a fresh set of softs, I can tell you that. Obviously with 10 laps to go, so... May now... Oh, it's quite tight actually over here between... Oh, that's... Oh, they've made contact! Surely that's a safety car! They've both basically took each other out. There's no tyre flying, so green flags. Green flags. And yeah, we carry on racing here in Miami. Still somehow in that DRS. Right then, 10 laps to go here around Miami. So nothing is happening now. I think that's Hayton then getting close to Ramen. So we could have a move here. Not quite. Now Deadly and Strickland are going at it again. Charlie and May. May's coming to the pit lane for softs. He's had a front wing change as well, so he'll get no points here this evening. Well, obviously there's no points to be given out. But yeah, we'll just wait for the checkered flag, which is in around about 8 laps time. So think of it this way now, guys. We're in a 50% race, and yeah, nothing's happening. Let's just put it that way. But obviously, 100% races, they are boring. But who cares? We got it live. Missed a few moments of action. But it is what it is, unfortunately. Literally no one in the DRS of anyone. It was clouded literally like 5 minutes ago. Now it's back to sunny weather. There. Now 7 laps to go. Hayden still trying to catch up to Rahman. Hayden just right on the back of Rahman. And this should be an easy move here from Ferrari, since you know it's just a straight. He's used a lot of his battery going down the straight, so he has no straight line speed whatsoever compared to Rahman. But he's they make contact. A lot of contact there, and that's very close, very very close. Oh no! Oh no! What's it's all kicking off now? What is going on? Is this a safety car? It's all kicked off. No, green flags. The FIA have been very kind here today to the drivers. Oh, they make contact. Meep and Haytham making extra contact. This is not what we want to see here. Strickland will get the RS. No, Haytham, sorry. Well, who will come out last on the brakes? Is it an easy move here for Haytham? Yes, it is. Meep just has no straight line speed. Oh, here's something spicy to tell you. Tom is catching up to Oscar, but obviously Tom has those penalties, so it's going to make things 10 times worse for the Williams. Right, we're coming toward the end point of this race now. Lap 53 out of 57. We've got 5 laps to go around the streets of Miami, and Tom is still gaining to Oscar. And Srickam right behind Moscow once again. These two are just keeping us occupied at the moment. But Mosquito has nothing left of it really. Who's got the more battery? Mosquito out of the DRS once again. So I think I've said this for the millionth time, but I think that's it really. Stricken, he could get a move done here on Rahman. He's just, I think he's made a little bit of a mistake there. And now you can see Tom right behind Oscar now. We'll keep an eye on them in a sec. Stricken with another penalty. And that's easy for Stricken as he gets past Rahman just before the third last corner. And Rahman seems to be struggling here with all these remaining laps now. Tom trying to sneak in that DRS of Oscar. It was about 7 seconds a few laps ago. Now it's 1.5 seconds now. These two are going all out here in this one. Tom, he will have more tyre wear. Oscar, he has no ERS to play with. Tom also has no ERS. None of them have DRS. But Oscar seems to be the one to be gaining over Tom now. 1.7 seconds, 1.6 seconds. Lap 55 out of 57. We've got 3 laps to go. And it's been quite decent, but also quite boring. Not much has really happened here tonight. But yeah, that would be really it for Season 5. After lap 57 goes. This is basically still Season 5, if you really think about it. But as soon as this checkered flag goes, that's it for us, possibly on F122. Well, yeah, that will be it for us on F122. And then we'll see a lot when F123 comes around. Mosquito battling here with Rahman. This is for P8. Rahman really struggling as these two enter lap 55 out of 57. Yeah, these two have nothing really to fight for anymore. Oscar will take the victory, even on the road. He does have a penalty, but Tom has 8 seconds, meanwhile Oscar has 3 seconds. Lap 56 out of 57. No safety car whatsoever tonight. Unless I'm wrong, but it's not even been a VSC when I've been round. And there's a bit of a... Oh, what's happened to Scarito? He's had a very good race, and now it's going to have to end like this. And he's letting all the drivers through. He's now P9. It was P4 literally like 5 seconds ago. And now he's all the way down into P10. He's had a very good race up until... Oh, he's even got a 10-second time penalty. Typical game. But anyway, Strickland getting ahead of Well Anyway. Charlie now getting ahead of Scarito. Charlie now in the points paying positions. Well, obviously no points awarded for tonight. Well Anyway, it's all kicking off. Strickland has spun. But can Tom get in that DRS for the final lap around Miami? DRS still not open. He is flashing. He's got no ERS. Same with Oscar. Both drivers have no ERS to play with here at the end of this Grand Prix. It's now all down to pace. Why do I keep breathing down the mic? Oh, Tom! He's spun. He's gone for a spin. So that means now Oscar will get a helping hand here on the final lap. He will be your race winner. Unless something happens to him. Scirito has decided to retire 4 DNFs tonight. That's really good, especially for 57 laps. That's really good. 4 DNFs. And obviously a few lag outs because of this stupid game. But thank God we're getting off this game after tonight. And yeah, Oscar has one job, and that is to cross the line. P1, 9.4 seconds ahead of a Tier 1 world champion from Season 5. Well, he's also known as the 4-time Drivers' World Champion here in GRL. But tonight is Oscar's night in the 2-year anniversary around the streets of Miami. Also, Miami is in real life as well for tonight and tomorrow night. But you can see Oscar weaving a little bit. There are yellow flags in Sector 2. We're back to green racing. Oscar has 3 more corners to go, and he has won the 2-year anniversary of GRL. And now it comes round basically the final corner. Oscar is going to win here in the 2-year anniversary of GRL around the Miami Gardens at the Hard Rock Stadium. Tongo Prof is going to come home in P2. He's had a very tough race to keep up with Oscar. Matt, he will grab Williams a double podium here tonight. And George comes across the line P15. Matt comes across the line P3. Well, anyway, 35 seconds behind. Yeah, P3, so Tom only had 3 seconds. He had to serve his fire. Oh, really? That's probably why I was stuck in the pit lane for so long. Thanks for letting me know, though. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, Oscar. Strickland has finished. Ben has finished. Marshall still hasn't finished. He's all the way back there at the chicane. Next across the line then is Well Anyway, P4. Rahman next across the line in P5. Meet P6. Haytham, Charlie, and then May. Charlie gets a P6. Haytham P7. Meep down in P8. May comes across the line P9. And that is it for your GRL 2-year anniversary around the Miami Gardens. Pretty boring race. Well, yeah, the race was just boring in general. It was complete, utter boring. But, you know, that's part of 100% races. You don't expect fun all the time. But forget about podium celebrations. You know, let's take you through the grid rundown. And then we'll finally end the stream after a good 2 hours of live streaming here in GRL here tonight on the 2-year anniversary. I'll try and read the comments as fast as I can. I regret racing today. Yeah, I regret commentating today, but it's got to be done. Spray has suffered tonight anyway. But here's your good rundown then for this race. So Oscar P1, he started 6th on the grid. He's done 2 stops. And AlphaTauri topped the session. Tombo Prof, Tier 1 world champion, 4-time world champion, is unfortunately in 2nd place. Matt, the teammate of Tomgo Prof for tonight, is in P3, so Williams get themselves a double podium. Well, anyway, P4. Rahman, who done a 1-stop, is P5. Charlie, P6. P7, Haytham. P8, who's had P8 of Meep, who's not had the greatest of races here tonight. May also having a tough race. P9, P10 Mosquito, P11 Strickant, P12. This is all the lapped guys now. P12 Ben, P13 Scritto, P14 nice job, P15 George, and then the DNFs. Hold on. Oh, Scritto was DNF. But still managed to come, well, still managed 13th. DNFs, Scritto, Mac, Loki, and Heffy. Well done for all the drivers who raced tonight for this 2-year anniversary of GRL. Tough race to get by because of how long it was and boring, but we got through it as a team. And that is it, guys, for us live streaming here on F122. That is it. That's it for F122 in GRL. We're going to see you a lot later when F123 comes around next month. Hope you enjoyed tonight. A bit of a bore fest, but we get through it. And I'll see you lot in F1.